Hey folks, Dan here with Pain Free You. The air is thick. It's 93 degrees out. Oof. Type of heat where you just kind of feel it heavy in your chest. It's hard to breathe. So if I yawn or something, that's why. So today's topic for discussion is avoiding symptoms doesn't make them go away. All right? It's just the way it works. So we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to enjoy some nice, thick, hot air. Still beautiful to be outside though. Get out from underneath those artificial lights indoors. But it really feels almost like an oven out here. Wow. Breathe in the certainty, exhale the doubt. Breathe in the calm, exhale the fear and the panic. So, avoiding symptoms does not make them go away. You know, a lot of people oftentimes try to figure out, what caused that? Why did my symptoms get worse? And they try to figure out exactly what did I do wrong? What did I do that caused that? So that they can avoid doing that triggering activity again. And generally that doesn't work so well, because all that does is confirm the brain's perception that that thing that you were doing, that person you were talking to, that body movement, that activity, that food, that chemical smell, that whatever, by avoiding all of those things moving forward, you're confirming the brain's perception that those things are dangerous, and thereby guaranteeing every time you do those things in the future, the brain will continue to turn on the warning signal called pain or symptoms. So, if you want the brain to make a different decision about whether or not it's going to turn on this perceived danger, pain, or symptom response, then we have to start teaching the brain that those things that previously were triggering are not really actually dangerous. And I know for some people there's some interesting symptoms out there. And for some people that can be challenging. But the process still works the way it works. So I truly believe that all the symptoms we experience, whether it be pain or non-pain symptoms, dizziness, stomach distress, digestive issues, tinnitus, the lump in the throat, the GERD, they are all perceived danger responses. So when the brain's perceiving danger, it responds in some way as a result of that perceived danger. So again, to simplify things, safety is always going to be the solution. How do you teach the brain that these things that it is incorrectly assuming are dangerous are not in fact dangerous? Right? And that's where, I don't recommend a lot of focus. Knew it was going to happen. The air is thick. Hard to get enough air. Where was I? Quick, tell me. Kidding. So, the goal is safety. The goal is teaching the brain that these things that it was previously believing are dangerous and therefore need a warning, like symptoms. We need to teach the brain that those things are in fact not harmful or dangerous to us. So things like movement, activity, walking, sitting up, laying down, chairs, long car rides. The brain has learned that these things are dangerous because in the past you've experienced symptoms or pains during those activities or movements, and the brain learns it. Well, we need to dial down the fear. We dial down the fear with accurate information on how these symptoms and pains function, how the brain is using them as a protective warning signal. And by by teaching the brain that we're in fact safe, the brain can start to make a different decision not to turn on that warning signal. So avoiding symptoms doesn't really make them go away. It may help avoid them temporarily, but the next time you expose yourself to that thing, it's very likely that the symptoms are going to show up again because you have confirmed the brain's perception that those things are dangerous. So I heard a quote: in order to get rid of anxiety, you need to be willing to feel anxiety. Why? Because anxiety is just another TMS or perceived danger symptom. It's a sensation, it's a feeling, it's sometimes, the emotion of fear with the physical sensations of the adrenaline and cortisol stress hormones. But it's going to be difficult to eliminate anxiety without actually feeling it and teaching your brain that, yeah, I can feel this, but it's no big deal. I'm okay. I don't like it, but it's just a passing state of being, as opposed to something wrong with me, right? Same thing goes true for pain or other symptoms. In order to get rid of pain or other symptoms, you have to be willing to feel them. And so sometimes that means doing the activities that you're afraid of, beginning to move. And there's a 6 steps to resuming activity video I've done. Alan Gordon calls his similar concept pain reprocessing therapy, where visualization with graded exposure is part of the way through that. But I tack on to that how we respond when we're doing this graded exposure. If the symptoms show up, how we respond is critical in whether or not the brain learns that we're really okay based on your calm, nice, reassuring response, or if the brain learns that, oh my goodness, those things really were dangerous based on your response if symptoms show up upon graded exposure. So we have to be willing to feel the pain or the other symptoms in order to teach the brain that we're okay, that we're safe. Because without ever feeling it, if you could just lay in bed comfortably and never feel the symptoms, you're not teaching the brain anything other than laying in bed still is the only way to be safe. That's no way to live. So, be willing to step out. Be willing to be uncomfortable. And I know that's tough, but also just recognize, if you're familiar with TMS, if you know what's causing the symptoms and the pain, and that it is this perceived danger pain, then there's nothing harmful happening. It feels really difficult and challenging and ouch. But pain is not evidence of injury or damage in the body. It's a very unreliable indicator of the condition of the body. It is a very reliable indicator that your brain is still perceiving danger in whatever activity, emotions, thoughts, movements that may have seemed to bring that symptom on. So again, avoiding symptoms or pains is not how we get rid of them. All that does is confirm the brain's perception of danger. So be willing to experience the sensations and just choose your response to it with clarity and calm so that you can utilize that symptom or sensation as an opportunity to teach your own brain that you're okay. The best way to do that is to actually respond as if you are okay. Yeah, it really hurts, but I know it's okay. I know there's nothing wrong with my body. It's just my brain overprotecting me from sitting for too long, standing too long, walking too far, whatever. Right? Those are your learning opportunities. Those are your teaching opportunities. Avoidance you're not going to learn or teach yourself much. So, love you guys and gals. I really appreciate you, and I'm going to get out of this heat. It's stifling out here. All right. See you, folks. See you tomorrow.